Hello and welcome to episode number 403 of Smart Podcast Trashy Books. I'm Sarah Wendell, and this is a very silly episode about cake and dessert. And in the middle, there's a surprise birthday party for Amanda. She thought she was logging in to talk to me about cake, and I surprised her with a virtual pajama birthday party with Christina Lauren and Kristin Dwyer, and a lot of pictures of Adam Driver. Zeb is begging throughout the recording. We talk about dessert. We discuss strange food combos. We get a super surprise sneak preview of their latest book. So come hang out and celebrate with us. We're very silly today. Now, I am curious. What is your favorite dessert? If you had to rank cake, cupcakes, pie, brownies, and cookies, in what order would you make these preferences? It's a challenging question. It's hard question during these quarantine times, which are all about carbs. You can email me your answers because I'm really curious at sbjpodcast@gmail.com. We have so much fun, and I hope you enjoy hanging out with us. This episode is brought to you by Into Her by J.A. Huss, available now on audible.com. Into Her is an erotic menage with a lot of heat and a lot of angst from New York Times and USA Today best-selling author J.A. Huss. Huss has been on the USA Today bestseller list 21 times in the past 5 years, and 5 of her books have been optioned for TV by MGM Television. 2 of her books have been nominated for Voice Awards, too. Hitmen AJ and Logan are professional monsters, and spending a sexy night stranded with their mark, Yvette, wasn't in the plan. But one night changes everything, and they soon find themselves plotting a way out of the job and out of the mob. AJ, Logan, and Yvette are brought to life by Savannah Peachwood, Teddy Hamilton, and Tad Branson, and reviews are extremely positive. Wendy on Amazon says, if you haven't read anything by J.A. Huss yet, this is a perfect book to start with. Lots of sexy, lots of angst, and lots of keeping the reader guessing. You can find the audiobook available now by Into Her by J.A. Huss on audible.com. Now, I want to send a very special thank you to our Patreon, who support the show each month with pledges starting at $1. Keep the show going, make sure every episode has a transcript, and are part of the awesome community who helps advise me on future episodes. If you'd like to have a look at our Patreon, it is patreon.com/smartbitches. And I have 2 compliments that are very special. It's a whole birthday episode, you guys. This first compliment is for Lindsay H. Lindsay, this compliment was ordered by your friend Valerie, and we are all here to wish you a happy birthday, including Zeb, who is sitting here again begging while I try to record. I am told that, Lindsay, you are a hardworking consular officer and you are part of the repatriation task force. I did practice saying that. And you have brought home over 60,000 U.S. citizens. Well played. So happy birthday to you from Valerie and me and Zeb and Buzz and Wilbur and every person you have brought safely home. The world is a marvelous, funky, and glorious place because you are in it. And we are all so very fortunate that you were born and that you are as incredible as you are. Happy birthday. And to Valerie, who ordered this compliment for Lindsay, you are the type of friend that many, many people wish they could be. So there's a textbook in development right now titled How to Be Like Valerie Because She Kicks Ass. Happy birthday, Lindsay, and thank you for being a great friend, Valerie. If you would like to book a compliment on behalf of somebody else, you can email me or have a look at patreon.com/smartbitches. Either way, I love doing compliments, so thank you to you both. This episode is also brought to you by BetterHelp. That's Better H-E-L-P. Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? BetterHelp is professional counseling done securely, online, available worldwide. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with a licensed professional therapist, and you can start communicating in 24 hours. You will get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. You can visit their website at betterhelp.com/reviews to see what users say about them, and I've already seen people on social media sharing their positive experiences. Bless you, Seb. Visit betterhelp.com/trashybooks, that's better H-E-L-P, and join over 800,000 people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. As a special offer for Smart Podcast Trashy Books listeners, you can get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/trashybooks. And heads up, I have a game to tell you about. How cool is this? If you are looking for a fun way to pass the time while engaging your brain and enjoying a fun and adorable story, your answer is Best Fiends. Best Fiends is a casual game that anyone can play, though it is made for adults. Each level is part of a larger story world and involves a puzzle to solve before you advance to the next one. Leveling up is much fun, and I can attest it is difficult to stop once you start. I ended up playing about 20 levels while waiting outside our favorite Chinese takeout place this weekend because they had a backlog of orders and I had bugs and swiping puzzles to solve and I had characters talking to me, so I did not mind at all. You can engage your brain with fun puzzles and collect tons of cute characters. With over 100 million downloads, trust me, this 5-star rated mobile puzzle game is a must-play. Download Best Fiends free on the Apple App Store or in Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends. I will have links to many of the things we talk about, and I will have some pictures of the surprise Pajama Jammy Jam, including an excellent picture of Lauren's Adam Driver tribute shirt that she made just for Amanda. But let's get started with this episode on with my surprise birthday party and my podcast with Amanda, Christina Lauren, and Kristin Dwyer. How you doing?
Good. I'm in my pajamas. I haven't washed my hair in like a week.
Nice. I am wearing the hoodie of working, but Zeb, I don't know if you can see. I will show you. He is standing in the doorway of my office, begging because I have a jar of treats on my desk, and he's begging for treats.
Give him a treat.
I did. He's gonna get even more fat. Like he's
like, look at my
piglet
bangs now.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing.
I need a haircut. I have to keep them back. But
I need a haircut. Oh my God. And I trim my sideburns with Adam's beard trimmer, and I was like, oh my God, I look 6,000% better. So how was your birthday? How was the cake? Did you see Eric?
I did not see Eric. So the pizza he was going to bring, every year on my birthday, we get birthday pizza from my favorite pizza place in Boston.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. It's called Santarpio's. It's like a little cash-only kind of mom and pop that's been around forever. There's like no fuss, no frills. Like, God forbid you ask for lemon in your water. But I always go and we get the pepperoni and onion. But he asked if he could, he called about picking some up and dropping it off, but they were closed and they had stopped doing takeout on the 30th of May, I think.
Oh, no.
So, but the thought was nice.
It was nice.
Yeah. And then to the lead up to this episode, you know Salt and Peppa's Let's Talk About Sex song?
Of course.
Yeah.
Would you like me to say all the words to you? Because I can do that.
In my head, I've been
to the people at home and in the crowd?
Well, I've changed the lyrics in my head to "Let's talk about cake, baby."
I like this song too.
So that's what I've been hearing in my head.
Okay,
the last day.
I want to hear about this cake. This cake looked amazing. I wanted to just stick my whole face in the lemon curd.
What's happening? What is this? Oh my God!
It's so great, is what's happening with your hair right now. I won't release the video. I will not release the video. It will just be audio, but I just want everyone to know that Amanda's bangs are straight over to the side.
The cake is delicious. I think we have half left.
I'm very impressed that you have half left. I would have been like, nom.
I had 2 pieces on my birthday. One when it immediately got here, and then another one right before bed. So the top is lemon curd.
Yes.
It's a white wine cake. So it's super moist. And it's
Does it taste like wine or is it sweet?
It's sweet.
Oh, nice.
And then it's got vanilla buttercream. So good.
I love buttercream.
I love buttercream so much.
I have a recipe for a devil's food cake with chocolate coffee buttercream.
Oh.
And I've made it like a handful of times. And this cake will easily solidify your arteries. Like, it is not fucking around with the amount of dairy and butter and chocolate. But I could eat the icing out of the bowl of the mixer, just like with a spoon.
So my cake thoughts. I had like big brain shower cake thoughts the other day. And
so you just stood in the shower for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I just thought about cake.
Why the hell not? Do you have anywhere you need to be? No, let's all stand in the shower.
To be in my shower.
Right? I just want you to know I had ideas for this podcast in the shower too. So I understand. Not to be gross or inappropriate, but yeah, I get it. The shower is where the good thinking happens.
Yeah. So everyone has like a favorite dessert or a favorite meal. And I think my favorite dessert is give him another treat.
He's still begging. Oh my goodness, Seb.
He like inched further into the room.
Container of treats. Gonna give the dog a treat, but then I will tell you, I will interrupt your cake thoughts, and I will tell you that I am so well trained that not only is Zeb sitting here begging from me, but I have to take food from the cat bowl that is on my desk and put it on the floor because I'm giving the dog a treat. I have to give the cat a treat, even though it's his own damn food. He's not going to jump up on the desk. I have to give it to him. So please tell me of your hot shower cake thoughts. Also, hot shower cake thoughts sounds like a porn.
I don't like that. So I think birthday cake is my favorite dessert. And
like
I know
the flavor birthday cake or just birthday cake that you have on your birthday?
Birthday cake. Well, I'm cheating here because birthday cake could be so many different things.
Right. Oh, yeah. It could be lemon curd white wine cake.
It could be. And growing up, we don't have like a lot of traditions in my family because the holidays usually go tits up real fast. But
maybe that's the tradition. Holidays just go tits
up. Well, someone had asked me, they're like, oh, what are your Christmas traditions? Like, do you count my mom locking herself in the bathroom and crying as your tradition? Because we do.
I think everyone to some extent has a let's pretend everything is perfectly gloriously happy and wonderful today.
Yeah.
Tradition. Yeah.
But one of the things for birthdays is you pick your favorite meal. And it will be made on your birthday.
Hell yeah.
So everyone had like kind of like the same thing almost every year. So my brother loved so his birthday's in December. So if it was cold, he'd have our homemade chili. My mom would make like 7 pounds of it in a crock pot.
Hell yeah.
Or shrimp scampi, which I don't eat seafood. So
you don't eat seafood. Like what did you do? Just eat the pasta?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he'd either have one of those Carvel cakes with the crunchies in the middle.
Oh, my father-in-law used to own Carvels. I know those crunchies.
They're so good. Oh, I see a cat. I see a cat in the background. I saw his little head poking up. Hi.
What is dog doing? Dog is. Oh, well, I don't know if you know, the begging location has changed. And the cat is watching the dog beg from a new location because if Zeb's in a different part of the room and he's begging for a treat,
like, this is a new...
I will have forgotten that he just got a treat over there. Also, I'd like you to pay attention to my incredible cowlick right here.
We've all got it.
My hair is so weird. My hair's getting curly, Amanda. I don't know what to do. I have curls over here.
Welcome to
I have
my
this
life.
thing. I don't know what to do. Anyway. So what was your birthday meal?
So
like just a cake with a spoon?
No, so it was interesting because my cakes always change. So like my dad, he'd always have cheesecake. Okay. My grandfather would always have like boxed, like Duncan Hines yellow cake with chocolate frosting. My mom would always have banana pudding cake. So it's like yellow cake, banana pudding with sliced bananas, another layer of yellow cake, homemade whipped cream, and then Nilla wafers.
I was going to say there's Nilla wafers in here somewhere.
Nilla wafers.
Got to have some Nilla wafers.
So those, like, everyone has like their
cake. To this podcast, if they're hungry, they're so screwed.
So sorry. I suppose I have to like redeem myself from the mayo on hot dogs podcast.
Oh no, I had email saying, "Oh my god, I love mayo just as much."
I love mayo so much.
In fact, I saved a message for you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But my cake was always different. Because I just love cake.
Oh, cake is the best. It's funny.
Cake.
I asked Adam to rank his desserts. Cake, brownies,
pie,
cookies, pie. Like your baked desserts, right? And he's always, cookies are number 1, cupcakes is dead last. Cake is dead last. Pie is fine depending on the filling. And then brownies were okay. And I'm always like cake with icing and some more cake. And then I want icing on top of that. And I like cupcakes because the ratio of icing to cake is pretty good.
You know the trick to make it a sandwich, right? I love
yes.
that.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that so much.
Oh, yeah. I also will just pick up the cupcake and eat the icing off. And just be like, okay, that was
And
great.
we're done.
Thanks very much.
No, so I have this major sweet tooth in general. But like some years I had like a Cold Stone Creamery cake.
Oh,
and they do like one layer.
cake.
Yeah, one layer is ice cream and one layer is actual cake.
Yep.
So they do both in one.
What the hell are you doing now?
So
oh, well, the dog is digging behind my desk because a piece of cat food has found there.
he's got to get it. He's cleaning your office for you.
Yeah, Wilbur's not going to check it out. What are you doing behind my dish, dog? What are you doing? Oh, this is why I don't podcast with the animals in the room because shit goes on.
What can you do?
No, I can do nothing about it.
No,
nothing.
But if I ever get married, the one thing I care about is cake.
You should have multiple cake tastings.
Well,
just
so
make sure.
In the last few years, since Eric and I have started dating, why did I say started dating? We've been dating for 4 years.
Whoa.
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah,
wow,
4.
really, I ask you, what is time anymore?
We've been to many weddings, and our chief discussion afterwards is like, what did you think of so-and-so's food? What did you think of so-and-so's dinner? And we always rank the food.
Wedding with bad food is the worst.
And not a lot of the weddings we've been to haven't done cake. Some of them have done gourmet donuts. Another one had a spread of desserts, like eclairs and cookies and stuff.
I went to my husband's cousin's wedding, which was my giant Jewish hipster wedding. There was a guy with a full-on handlebar. It was really amazing. But they brought in donuts from Brooklyn. To give you an indication of the level of hipster we're talking here, it was very high grade. And I was like, there better be cake. There better be icing. I mean, I like donuts, but there better be icing.
Yeah, the weddings were lovely. No shame on their wedding decisions.
That's fine.
But that's the thing I look forward to. I'm putting on this dress and wearing heels.
I am uncomfortable. I get cake. That's the rule, right?
Cake is my reward.
That's the rule, right?
I mean, thankfully they've all been open bar, so that's a nice consolation prize.
Amen.
But yeah.
So, do you have a top favorite kind of cake? Only this cake will do.
I'm not a chocolate cake fan. I like a yellow or a white cake or a funfetti cake. And then, so the thing is, I've already got this planned out, is I love raspberries, so if there's a raspberry component.
Poor Stephanie, though, your roommate can't have raspberries.
I know, she's allergic to raspberries. So I try to be, conscious of that. I, ate the raspberries off the top of the cake that arrived. I was don't worry, there's no raspberries inside, but I'm just eating these.
Yeah.
And I just love vanilla buttercream, the soft, pillowy buttercream you get on a sheet cake at a grocery store.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't have to be fancy. I don't care about fondant.
It's all about the buttercream. I've made fondant. It's fun. It's great fun to play with.
It's fine.
Buttercream is where it's at.
Yeah.
I have a message for you from Shayna.
Okay. Not our Shayna.
No, Shayna.
Okay.
This is Shayna H. Hi, smart bitches.
Hi.
I'm an old SBTV fan from way back in the day when it was Sarah and Candy in the simplest blog format ever. I even won my first Sony e-reader, a Sony Pocket, from the blog 10 years ago. So this is old school. I have only started recently listening to random episodes of the podcast, but I love it. I was just listening to the end of episode 397, and I wanted to tell Amanda that I too love mayo. It's crazy because I'm a very picky eater in general, but I love mayonnaise. I like it in my tuna, on my turkey burgers, and my sandwiches, on turkey hot dogs, even on fries and chicken fingers.
Yes.
I don't eat ketchup. I just use mayo where normal people use that. I will also lick the knife.
Yes, Shayna!
My brother is the same way. I don't do pickles, but I love sour beers and candy. I have tried Miracle Whip, didn't hate it, though most people go one way or the other. And for the record, I'm in Massachusetts, born in Central, and live in Western Mass now. So thank you for doing what you're doing. Keep on keeping on. You are not alone in the mayo madness of love.
So happy. So I'm making, for some reason I had like this craving of like, I want pasta sauce, homemade sauce, and meatballs. And
dude, I made pasta and like big ass meatballs, and we had them for dinner this week. And I hear ya.
Gravy, not gravy. Why am I saying gravy? I don't call pasta
Sunday
sauce
gravy. Sunday gravy is like a pasta sauce, right?
Yeah, but I don't call it gravy. I think that's an abomination. So
gravy is meat.
Gravy. But grocery delivery is really tough right now.
Oh yeah.
So, like, I wanted this last week so I could have it on my birthday. My groceries, I had to, like, the earliest window I could get was 9 days ahead. So my groceries came yesterday.
Okay. This is not good if you've got cravings. You've got to plan your cravings.
Tipped the people really well on my card and gave them cash. I'm so appreciative.
That's because you're a good person.
I'm a good person. So right now I have a big pot of sauce and a big pot of meatballs.
Hell yes.
Making it. And my roommate and I were talking. We have vastly different, like, food taste. She is not a mayo person. But we were talking about, like, chunky versus creamy.
Oh, that's a very big debate.
Yeah.
Chunky versus creamy peanut butter. My kids and I almost came to blows because they were like, we only want chunky.
Like,
and I'm like,
out.
what's wrong with you? I buy the groceries here. You get the peanut butter that I like. But no, I had 2 big ass jars of chunky peanut butter.
But I had asked her to look at the sauce to see if the tomatoes, because I used whole peeled tomatoes, if they had broken down enough. Mm-hmm. She's like, I can't tell. I was like, oh no, it looks fine. She's like, I like chunks of tomato in my sauce. Right. I like a chunky sauce.
Right.
She does not.
So you can always take some out and immersion blender it.
Yeah, I was going to do that at first. I was like, oh, no, I think it's a fine consistency. But she doesn't like tomato. And then we talked about, she's like, do you like really chunky salsa or not? I was like, I love a chunky salsa. She does not.
Oh. I have a salsa recipe for you if you want.
Yeah. I love a nice chunky salsa.
You can control the level of chunkiness.
The level of chunk.
Yes, you need your chunk level adjusted. It's in the blender, but it's Rotel, a can of diced tomatoes, half an onion, garlic, honey, salt, cilantro, and cumin, and you chuck it in the blender, and it's like that, the salsa you get at a restaurant before you order.
Yes.
We will go through it by the half gallon. I have so many cans of Rotel in my house right now because everyone is in my house and they're all eating salsa. I will also tell you, this is truly disgusting, but I have learned that when you are not sober, just say hypothetically that you are not the most sober you've ever been.
Yeah.
Pork rinds are like the greatest cup for salsa because they're curvy. And you can eat like 5.5 gallons of salsa with like 5 pork rinds.
We went to, and Eric and I went to Austin.
People are screaming when they listen to this now.
Sorry, everyone.
Sarah and Amanda talk terrible food decisions.
So growing up in the South, my dad would always have on hand pork rinds.
Right.
And when possible, boiled peanuts.
Oh, boiled peanuts are the shit. I didn't have those until I went to college in South Carolina, and I was like,
you
what?
Get them at like a...
Why? How are we... This is the perfect period food.
You get them at like this sketchy roadside stand from like an 80-year-old man. And all he does is sell like brown paper bags of boiled peanuts. And
you can smell them for about 4.5 miles in every direction, right?
So I don't think...
I get the shits if I give you more treats. Am I giving you more treats? Yes, I'm giving you more treats.
When we went to Austin, we were waiting in line at a barbecue place. And we've been to Austin several times. People say Franklin's barbecue is the best. I disagree. We think La Barbecue is the best barbecue in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
But La Barbecue has like a grocery store and like, beer cooler inside as well.
Right.
We're like waiting in line.
As is proper.
Yeah. We're waiting in line to order barbecue. Of
course.
And the guys in front of us went and got some snacks to wait in the barbecue line.
Somebody has priorities in this. Right.
And they got pork rinds. And I hadn't had pork rinds in so long. And
plain barbecue?
They were a little spicy.
I wonder if there's all dressed pork
rinds.
I
love all dressed.
Just pork rinds? Now I'm going to ask the internet.
Pork rinds. But
first Google of the episode.
They shared pork rinds with us, which was so nice. And I don't think Eric had ever had pork rinds.
Welcome to the world. Wow.
And he was like, what is this? I was like, well.
Fried pig skin, my friend.
If you really want to know, I think they were from Epic.
Dorito dust pork rinds. Whoa.
Texas barbecue.
That's amazing.
Bacon.
So what did Eric think of pork rinds?
They were chili lime.
Oh, hot damn. That is some fine drinking food right there.
Yeah. He liked them. But, like, that's not a thing up here.
No, it's not. They're hard. Although I did get a gigantic jug of, I get a giant jug of pork rinds at Costco. And they were not the greatest of quality because at some points they taste like a zoo smells. They're not a good taste.
Like alfalfa.
Yeah,
like greeny
really.
smell.
It smells like it tasted like a zoo. But when you're not sober and you've got salsa,
it's a salty, like crunchy.
Oh, and it's a crunch that is particular. Like it's
very specific.
Nothing has that texture. It's like really good buttercream. Nothing has that texture either. You can't fake that. You can't fake that with Crisco.
No,
it's not working.
Well, like a pork rind. I imagine that if packing peanuts were safe to eat, that's like the closest pork rind consistency.
If packing peanuts were safe to eat. This is such a dietary episode. All right, so I have a small surprise for you. Remember I said I was thinking about this in my shower?
Yeah.
I have a small surprise for you. So get ready.
All right.
Go. And say hello to Christina Lauren and Kristin Dwyer. Happy birthday! We're having a little pajama party.
Hi! Happy birthday! I wish I didn't look like shit.
Yay! You're all here.
Hello. Happy birthday! I made you a shirt.
Is your shirt, Lauren, your shirt has Adam Driver on
your
boobs.
Oh my god.
This is amazing.
They're ironed on, so these pajamas will forever remind me of
That is something.
Happy birthday, honey!
I tried to get as Star Warsy as I could, so I have Boba Fett in the background.
Oh my God,
I do have my
amazing.
Kylo Ren shirt on for you.
This
have
is
nothing.
incredible. Incredible. So happy birthday, Amanda. It's your surprise pajama party.
We love you.
I haven't
Love
seen
your face.
people in so long.
I know.
My son, my 12-year-old, took a walk and and his friend's mom texted me a picture of him and his friend standing like 10 feet apart in opposite corners of the backyard talking.
Just like shouting at
Just like talking to each other.
Aw.
And she's like, they're so happy to just look at each
know.
other.
I
No,
know.
so my daughter's 19. Okay, 19. It's almost like she's got younger since this has happened because her and her friends met at the police station parking lot and did chalk drawings in front of the police station, but they stayed like way far apart from each other. And I was just like, okay.
So cute.
19-year-olds doing chalk drawings.
Hey, I mean, coloring books are like top sellers right now, right?
I know.
All right, Lauren,
Yes.
how long did you work on this iron-on?
I am not
Adam?
crafty, you guys, at
It's
all.
adorable. There's 3 pictures of Adam Driver across your bosom.
Well, so I have a shirt in the other room that I tried, and it was like a big picture of him, and it was the whole thing. But then I came in to test the screen, and I realized you could only see it was.
Oh my God, they're on the wall behind you too.
You could see that it was this one, and you could only see part of it. And I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to cut out little shapes. So I'm like running up and down the stairs. So I have 3
nipple.
little pictures of him that I think are passably handsome.
Oh God.
And so I was running up and down the stairs trying to like help my daughter do her math homework and then iron on another one, and it was really fun. And
Oh, it's okay. You can admit those pictures are there all the time now in the background.
Right. I have to go shut my door because my husband is on a conference call with the federal government. We're talking about Adam Driver and nipples. So hang on one second.
Sorry.
We
like
are
how
all ruined for polite society.
The passably handsome Adam
it's
Driver
just-
are all like
it's just-
artists renderings.
Yes,
I
they are.
know.
That's
It's
not
like she's
true.
got weird glasses on. Like
That's not true, Amanda. Look, that one.
I mean, on your shirt, they're all
Oh.
artists renderings.
well, okay.
Please move your bosoms closer to the camera.
He
Yep.
has no nose in that one. What
Oh,
do you have
stop
against
it.
his nose?
Okay,
It
this
rubbed
one's
off
pretty good,
going
though.
down.
I mean, that's a good one. Look at that. He looks
Yeah.
so sad and earnest.
He's got
This one's
arms in
terrible,
that
but it
one.
made me laugh. And this one,
Yeah.
I feel like we can all agree is
It's-
accurate-ish.
That's adorable.
I think he looks. Oh, they fell. But I think my walls are like, no.
We reject this.
Blink
Anyway.
if you're doing this against your will.
That's how much he loves you, Amanda.
I do.
Thank you.
We were talking earlier, and she was like, "Okay, I gotta hurry and get home because I got a craft I gotta do."
I have to iron on Adam Driver's face onto a shirt.
She didn't
for
tell me
Amanda's-
what she was doing.
This is amazing. Thank you guys for coming to celebrate Amanda's impromptu birthday.
God, thank you for asking us. We love her so much, and you.
And you.
Well, thank you. You can love me like third or fourth down in the list. This is all about Amanda. We just talked about cake and pork rinds for like 20 minutes. And
Oh,
peanut
I'm
butters
sad I
and-
missed that.
Well, I have to ask you in the order of cake, brownies, pie, cookies. What's your order of ideal dessert?
I have all of them.
You have to prioritize.
No.
These are the quarantines of having them all at once.
I said to Lo, if we're not going to sit around eating carbs and mainlining TV, when will we?
What is the point anymore, right?
Yes.
We live in a lawless society now. There are no rules.
Well, I had watched Crash Landing on You on Netflix, and I binged it. So there are 16 episodes. It's a K-drama. It's so good. And you're nodding. Have you seen it, Amanda? Oh.
Yeah, I started it, I think, like last week.
Yeah. So
I'm on
I started
episode
it last
8.
week, and I watched all 16 episodes. I finished last night, and they're, they're
60.
long.
606.
16.
Oh,
16.
What's
That's
it?
another one to ask y'all about. I have
But
questions.
still, they're like an hour and a half long. And so I basically have been just watching this, like writing, attending to my children occasionally, and watching this show. So
As
I'm
you
like,
should.
pandemic.
But your kids are old enough to look after themselves, right?
I mean, yeah, they can use a microwave.
Yeah. My neighbors have little kids, like kindergartners, early elementary, and they're like taking their kids out once an hour for walks.
What?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, and we live on a cul-de-sac, and some of the parents are like, I can't. My kid doesn't understand social distancing. They're just going to walk up and hug you. So we have like hours when different families are outside.
Oh my! I really do feel for parents of really small kids right now.
I do too. If they can't use the microwave on their own, and
No.
you have to sit next to them.
My upstairs neighbor has a 3-year-old.
Have mercy. That's hard.
And it's been okay, but like I had to text her the other day. I was like, we're going on week 5. I know it's very hard, but like both Stephanie, my roommate, and I work from home, and it's just constant running.
Oh god!
Hairs back and forth. And I was like, I know it's hard, but it's like it shakes our photos and our lights. Like that's how.
That's rough.
And she's like, I know. She's like, we're trying to take her outside. All she wants to do is go to daycare. And then the next day, and I felt like such a huge bitch. She shows up, knocks on our door with a plate of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies, still warm.
Oh,
And she's like, I'm so
That's
sorry.
sweet.
She's like, my daughter is a fucking nightmare. we're trying so hard. We're so sorry.
Like, can I just stay with you for a little bit? It'd be okay. I'll be fine.
I wanted to volunteer to like walk my neighbor's children. Like, I'll take your kids out. They can't
Take your
come near
kids
me.
for a walk.
I'll take your kids for a while. I'll walk your kids for you. Like, I feel so bad because they just supposed to be like, what do I do with myself?
It's rough. I
Why
know.
don't
You don't want to scare them. It would be really hard. Like at some point you would just be like, there's a virus that will kill you. I'm keeping you safe.
Yeah,
And then
they're
they're scarred
3.
forever.
They're like, they don't care.
Why don't you just put like one of those leash harnesses on them and put a stake in the front yard? And then you can just-
Someone listening is going to be like, I've tried that.
No,
should
someone
try
listening
it.
is like, that is a brilliant idea.
I was just saying,
Amazon.
Lawless
non-dairy
society.
alcohol.
Lawless society.
Right. Yes.
All right, Kristin, what's your dessert priority list? I'm really stuck on this because now I just want to eat icing with a spoon.
Oh, just to be cake all the time. I actually don't like brownies really. So like cake is number
Kristin
one.
Dwyer.
I know. My brother just discovered that I don't like potato chips, and I think he almost disowned me the other day.
I didn't even know this.
Oh,
I know.
why
It's
don't you
crazy.
like potato chips? Is it the aftertaste?
You know, if they are a vehicle for onion dip, it's okay.
Yes.
But other
Anything
than
that's a
that,
vehicle for some kind of dip is like,
Yeah.
we were just talking about pork rinds
They're
and
my
salsa,
favorite.
so I hear you.
It's just not my favorite. So cake is always number one.
Cake is
Yes.
number one.
Pie.
You like pie?
I love pie. But I also
She likes
make
to
really
make
good
pie.
I do.
Are you like a fruit pie? Like
Yeah, I made a blackberry pie yesterday that was
Oh.
just like chef's kiss good.
Ooh.
It was just like fresh blueberry or blackberries, and it's good. Yeah,
Oh.
but I'll eat any dessert you put in front of me. Like you give me cake, I'm into it. You give me cookies, I'll eat them.
We made cinnamon buns this weekend, and that was a
Ooh.
pretty damn good experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Especially
man.
when the icing is like dripping down the sides. Oh. In fact, we collected it in like a tray lined with foil because we were icing them and letting the icing run down. And then we were like standing around the tray eating, and I just picked up the rack and we just dipped our cinnamon buns in the runoff. Like, you ever go to Krispy Kreme and see the donuts going through the donut roller
Yeah.
coaster?
Yes.
And you're just like, can I just dip my donut in the
or drag a finger.
right? Can I just
My
dip like
face.
my whole arm in the
Can I
in the
just get on the
fountain?
conveyor belt and I will lay there with my mouth open?
My son has never seen that because we don't have a Krispy Kreme near us. And certainly not one with the donut roller coaster. And I was trying to explain. He's like, so wait, the donuts ride a roller coaster through icing. And I'm like, yeah.
That sounds like heaven.
At like 2 a.m, if the hot and fresh sign is on and you've been drinking, it is
Yeah.
glorious. And he's like, so no, go back. The donuts ride a roller coaster, but you don't. I'm like, yes, it's just for the donuts. You have to wash them. And then they
Oh my
can't pick them
gosh.
up with their hands. They have to use a special stick because they're too delicate. And he's like, can we go now?
Yeah.
Have
Go right
any
now?
of you been to Finagle a Bagel?
No.
No.
I'm sorry,
So,
what now?
Finagle a bagel.
I love me a
Do
bagel.
bagels
though.
need to be persuaded in this way?
Well, like you say, like a roller coaster. So they have a thing to slice their bagels. They like put it on a little conveyor belt that like goes down, and then it shoots it towards the end with a spinning saw blade. Cuts the bagel in half.
Violent bagel
It's
death?
very aggressive.
We have a
but-
bagel
Sounds very good.
guillotine.
Yeah, that's
We have a guillotine for our bagels. Our neighbors were very impressed when we used to have them over, but when you do that stuff.
Back in the before, as Kristin
My
called
neighbor
it.
now.
in the before.
The before times. Yeah, we have the before times and the quarantine times.
Yeah.
And here in the quarantine times, my neighbor who makes pie, Lauren, she texted me a picture of plum ginger pie
Oh,
that she made for
Whoa.
Easter, and I was like, "You're mean," because I can't
that
have
sounds
any.
amazing.
Oh my
I might have to
gosh.
make one of those.
It was
We're
super
starting to get
beautiful.
really good fruit, and our farm stand is like half a mile away, and they bring a box to your car. So you like order on, and then you drive up and you pop your trunk, and they put the box in,
And I
and then
just
you
love
drive.
fruit. And you live out west where the fruit is like the same color all the way through. Like your strawberries are red all the way.
Freaking
Oh my
California.
god, that's such a sad thing to say because it's true, and it's like
The cherries are
That-
all ripe all the way through, as opposed to picked like 6 weeks ago and then brought east for us. Yeah. Mhm.
When I
I'm
visit
on
Lowe, I'm like gorging on fruit. We go to the grocery store and I'm just like putting fruit in the cart.
that's good though.
I once drove with my husband from San Francisco down the Pacific Coast Highway to someplace south of that, and then we went into where it's really hot. Palm Springs?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Is that it? It was like 1,012 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the way, we would stop at every fruit stand.
Yes.
And just like, I had like red juice
I know.
dripping down
It's
my
like-
face, like some
especially
kind
with
of fruit
strawberries.
vampire.
I know. We have such good strawberries here too in the summer and like
This is such
spring
a
and
food
summer.
porn
It'll be
episode.
like
It is.
I know it is.
Wow.
Which is actually funny, and this is one of my gripes about the pandemic so far, is I'm really enjoying food. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying cooking it. I'm enjoying eating it. And I am gaining weight, and I am so shamed by all of the people online who are like out there running and exercising all the time. And I'm like, that's not what this pandemic is for.
This
You know what I
pandemic is
mean?
for carbs.
It is for carbs. It's for enjoying cake and pie and cookies and brownies.
Okay.
So-
We just finished Passover last week. And so we didn't eat any leavened bread at all. Like we had matzah. And my older son subsists entirely on matzah brie, which is like Passover French toast. It's 1 egg and a sheet of matzah, and you crush up the matzah and dampen it a little bit, mix it up with the egg, and then fry it so it's flat. And then you cover the top with cinnamon sugar. He'll eat like 3 for breakfast, 4 for lunch, 3 for dinner. And I bought a lot of eggs. This year, he did not eat as many as I expected, and so I have a lot of extra eggs. and I'm very conscious now about like wasting food. Like there's foods that you buy for Seder. Like one tradition is that during the singing of a particular song, you hit people next to you with a green onion as a symbolic shaming them for whining in the desert. Like the Lord delivered you and you're whining, bad, and you smack people. I'm not buying green onions to smack on other people's heads. Like I'm not wasting food.
Religion is so odd, man.
It's so weird. I mean, my son wanted to use leeks, and I was like, we are not going to the hospital with concussed people. So I'm not wasting food, and I have all these extra eggs. So I start Googling recipes that use a lot of eggs. So do you know what we ordered on eBay? A pasta maker. We're going to make our own pasta with all these extra eggs, and it is going to be pasta porn.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for you.
Oh my, we're going to roll it out. We're going to make noodles, and like everyone in the house is immeasurably excited about this.
You have to take pictures. Definitely like post this on your socials.
Pornographic pasta making will be like, there'll just be carbs for days.
Yes.
I have groceries, but I'm like full on like quarantine eating. Like I could make a sandwich, or I could eat a handful of almonds and some pickles. Like just just like make do as if
mayonnaise
I'm
with
scrounging.
I've cooked more in the last month than like the entirety of the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So much cooking.
I'm just not like super domestic. I used to be, but then I just had less time, and I only have one daughter, and like she's always gone, my husband's always gone and stuff. And now
you're writing all these books, right?
Yeah.
Like you have all these books that you're writing? These words, man, get in the way.
So like I feel like I have more work now, because not only am I like still like doing my job, but then I'm like cooking these big meals every night and cleaning them up as everybody like wanders off.
Oh, yes.
Go through so many spoons, and there's just 2 of us.
Oh my God, we got the water bill, and I was like, we run the dishwasher every other day. What the hell is happening? We run
because
the
you're
laundry.
having every meal here. Every single meal is here.
Why do my floors look like this? Because you never leave them.
This is why we have dogs clean the damn floor.
It's true.
Kristin, are you quarantine eating?
I'm doing the Amanda approach. I feel like all my years of playing Oregon Trail have really helped me, because I feel like we have to ration. We only have so many things. You can have 1 strawberry. That's it. I did order, this is bad, I ordered a box of, we can't get Nut Thins, these crackers that I like.
I love those.
And I ordered a box from Amazon, and it came with like 7. So now we're set for days, and I'm so happy.
That's 1 box for each day of the week.
I mean, no, but we have to ration them, Sarah. Ration them.
We don't know.
Did you
how
guys
we'll be here?
Did you guys also do that panic ordering at the beginning of all of this? Like my husband and I did not coordinate at all. So we both ordered like Tylenol. So I got these 2 like a week ago. 2 giant things of Tylenol
that she ordered 45 days ago.
That I ordered in like end of February. And then I also ordered Spam. And I thought, you know what I mean? Like you have the panic buys where you're like, I need canned meat. And I got it's like a flat of Spam. It's in the garage. It's
I got Spam. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
So if you need a Spam, well, it's kind of gross, but my dad would make something called Rainy Day Surprise, where it's just onions, potatoes, and Spam, and you fry it up in a pan.
And that's like hash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am into it. Put a fried egg on top.
Yeah.
Because Lo makes like Spam
Musubi.
Yeah.
Musubi. It's not like
I don't know. I've never had Spam.
Did any of you see the Reddit like beans thing going around?
Yeah, where she buried the beans in the backyard.
I will never jeopardize the beans.
That poor woman. Oh my God. And there's so many layers to the story, because if she's burying the beans, then she doesn't care if he dies.
Okay, pretend that I haven't heard this story.
Yeah, wait, I haven't heard this story. What are we talking about?
Guy panic bot. It was like, what was it? It's an our relationship, so it was like in the relationship subreddit. Guy panic bought 30 cans of beans. like 10 black beans, 10, he like
He's
broke
very
it down.
specific about the types of beans
Yeah,
he
and
purchased.
he is living with his girlfriend, and one day he wakes up and the beans aren't in the cupboard.
He went to make some chili, beans are gone. And he's like, where are the beans?
And
She's
she
like,
buried them.
buried them. And she will not tell him where.
In
Because
case
there's an emergency.
in case there are looters or something like that. And she's like, if you need beans, tell me what you need and we will go and dig what you need up.
No, I think
But
she said,
she-
I will go dig them.
I will
and
dig up
bring
the
them
beans.
back.
I will not
Is
tell you
she
where your
okay?
beans are.
Somebody needs to check on this woman.
This is what
Are any
she's
of us
clearly
okay?
not. She's clearly not in a good place. And she's convinced that the looters are coming and they're going to take the beans. And she hid them in the yard. And he was like, "What do I do?" And he kept asking, like, "Well, can you tell me where the beans are?" And she says, "I will never jeopardize the beans."
The beans.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a question. Can you be in a relationship with somebody who won't tell you where the beans are?
No,
I don't
this
think
is
I
clearly
can.
a problem. That's why it's in our relationship. So ultimately, there was an update and they broke up. Did you see this, Amanda?
Yeah, he was
I
like,
did.
tell me where the beans are. And
he
she
really pushed it, and she was like, "Well, I'm leaving," and she moved out and did not tell him where the beans were.
and he's like, now I have to pay my rent and her rent because I tried to force her into telling me where the beans were.
But I'm very confused.
Really? Really?
Somebody describe their backyard to me
Obvious.
that you can't figure out where something has been
It
recently
was like in the
buried.
woods.
This was my thing. Like forensically, you're just going to look for freshly turned earth. Like
Unless
just
it's,
look
like,
for where they
out.
buried it.
They had like land or something.
Maybe.
Get,
And then
get a
in the-
metal detector.
In the update, somebody was like, "I got a metal detector. I'll find your beans."
Oh.
Would Adam Driver jeopardize your beans?
Never. He would
No way.
never.
Never.
This wouldn't even be a conversation.
Never.
I have no, I'm so indifferent to Adam. I'm just like, I just really like revving low up about this Adam Driver thing.
It's just fun to get revved up about it, but I don't know.
This is
I
the
also
subject
printed
of many
this one.
text chains. Oh my god.
More. Dr-
Oh, well,
It says happy birthday, Amanda. I was going to put that one on a shirt. I was still figuring it all out.
Kristen and I like explicitly speak to each other in like Adam Driver gifs back and forth. That's really all. That's how we communicate.
He doesn't do it for me, but I appreciate the depth with which people adore this guy. Like,
This is
you know
me.
what? Whatever floats your boat, awesome. That's great.
Sure.
It can't be explained. It's
I
like
think he
one of those
has
things.
pectoral muscles like giant throw pillows.
Don't you just want to
The
like
wide
rest your
waist.
head on the?
Oh, I wanted to put a shirt on.
They're kind of saggy. I don't know. It's fine.
They're very
fine.
square.
I don't
And
know.
he's wearing like a cummerbund in that one scene. I'm like, dude, what is up?
Listen, we all know the benefits of a high-waisted pant, so I'm not going to begrudge Adam Driver.
I give it
I'm
to
never
you.
going back to low rise. So
I do
High-rise all the
appreciate
time.
Lowe's. I really appreciate Lowe's argument here, though, that he's so like odd looking, and a woman would never, ever,
Have
ever be
heartthrob
like
status,
lifted
yeah.
to sex symbol. You know, it's just something about men that
Yeah.
like could just get away with
Oh,
it.
weird
Well,
looking
he's
dudes?
tall. He's tall. That's
Yes.
it. He's tall.
Yes.
That's the secret.
But I'm
Is that-
tall.
Is that the
Like-
secret to Bandersnatch?
Is that what it
cummerbund?
takes? Am I
That's why
new
Bandersnatch.
guy?
Hello.
That's why Bandersnatch cummerbund is so famous. He's
tall.
tall.
Yes.
And
It's
He
a
looks
je
like
ne sais quoi.
an alien to me.
Je ne
I'm
sais
not-
tall.
Just-
Apparently, that's what it is. It's just being tall. And I mean, I get it. I'm a short person. Like my brother-in-law comes over to visit, and I'm like, "Oh, you can reach all the high things for me. Come into the kitchen. I will make you a gin, and you can pick up things for me. Thank you."
What's the world like where you are? What do you see?
Do you see all the dust bunnies? Don't tell me.
Yes.
Well, I will say one thing. I'm very sad about BookCon being canceled for many reasons, but one of them is usually I see Amanda at BookCon, and we at least every year take like 5 minutes in between running between panels and author events to sit and talk about the state of the Star Wars universe,
Yeah.
what's going on, what we're mad about, and then we say bye and we go running our separate ways.
Or you could just wait in line for the ladies' room at the Java Center together. That's a good like 2
Oh,
hours.
gosh.
I actually think we have done that.
Yeah.
We're like,
No.
oh, are you going to the restroom? Great, let's talk.
We'll like sit down and talk business, and then it quickly devolves into Star Wars stuff
As it should. As it should.
all the time.
There's not enough
here's the
Star Wars
thing.
at E BEA.
I love fangirls. Like those are my people. I love, fanish people. So even if it's not the same thing that I get fangirly about. I totally love that intensity and that like protectiveness. It's my favorite.
Oh,
You guys are so cute about Star Wars stuff.
I let Kristin read my fanfic.
we
That
told
is
everybody
love.
in the podcast internet, in the podcast audience, about her fanfic. We did a whole thing about like fanfic in space, right? Was that the space episode?
I don't remember the Space is Horny episode. I don't remember.
That's a great.
That sounds about right.
Space is very
Space
horny.
is very horny.
Yeah.
Space makes Amanda horny. We talked about that too.
Like space in general as a concept. Oh,
Not
part of
being
space.
on
Not
Earth.
space.
Just not being on Earth.
Yeah, it's like Earth is
I
garbage.
mean, right now I completely get that.
I get it.
Eject me into space, please.
All
Mo
the-
hinted about writing some "Falling Into You" fanfic, and I'm like waiting for that now.
Okay, I have a question. Have any of you watched The Untamed?
No, that was next on my list though, because everybody like in my timeline is watching it.
All right. I'm gonna.
I'm pretty sure that I have watched at least 60% of it through gift
In
sets
gifs?
on Tumblr. Yeah,
Yep, yep.
like just eyebrows and emotive staring, and two guys with long hair and gowns, and I'm like, what?
I don't understand though.
I have seen this.
I know what the show is, and I recognize
There's like
the actors.
60 episodes though. I don't know if I've got that kind of time in my
Okay,
life.
but are they a couple? I assume they're not a couple in the show. Okay, well, so when you wouldn't know that by looking at the gifts.
Well, exactly. But I will tell you, and I have told Amanda this before, Christina,
Okay.
I am pretty sure that Watchmen is a rom-com between Mr. Darcy and some kid in a tracksuit, because I've only watched the gifs on Tumblr, and it's just the two of them in a romance. Like
Yes.
there's no killing, or I can't watch violence, so obviously this movie is not happening for me, but I'm pretty sure it's just a rom-com between, is it Taron Egerton in a tracksuit and Mr. Darcy?
Yeah.
And they look at each other longingly. That's the whole movie. And I'm pretty sure that's what The Untamed is, except with these two really good-looking gentlemen with long hair and gowns.
Yeah, long
Magic.
hair and long
And a
flowing
flute. There's a
gowns.
flute. I've seen
And
some flute action.
Yes.
There's a
yes.
flip.
And the flutes, obviously.
I have not seen this.
No, everybody's losing their mind.
Oh,
over it
like
on Twitter.
Seriously, there is so much fandom about this thing. So I think, I'm going to get this wrong, and I'm going to get lots of email. So get ready. I'm pretty sure that it was first a manga, and it has it's Chinese in origin, and it has the show is supposed to be subtext to get around the censors. In the manga, it is like full on textual that these two dudes are in a relationship. So there's a super high fantasy magic world. And they start out in the same place, and then one of them dies, and then it jumps like 15, 16 years later, and this guy's back, but he doesn't quite remember things. So there's like magic amnesia, second chances, gowns and hair. Like, damn,
So much hair.
So much hair. Perfectly
sounds
gorgeous
amazing.
hair. And because none of us are able to get haircuts, I'm here for these gentlemen with these really, really long hair. Like, my hair is a disaster.
Your hair looks adorable.
Oh,
Seriously.
thank you. It's
It does.
my hair is getting big, and my hair is getting bigger, and we won't talk about eyebrows.
Oh god.
I ordered a wax pot and I've been waxing my own.
Oh,
But I
Oh
used
my
to do it all the
God.
time anyway.
Oh.
that's a thing you can do to yourself.
I don't
Yeah.
trust that at all.
I
I
can't.
know. I would end up with like half an eyebrow.
You know how everybody has their thing, like, so for me, my eyebrows are super dark and they're
Right,
really
yes.
prominent on my face. And so
Yep.
and I have to have them waxed like every other week. So if
I need to
I
have
didn't
mine
do
mowed
them, it's
pretty
like that
frequently.
thing on my face where I feel like my whole face is like messed up. So I used to wax them forever. So I just ordered this like wax kit. It was like $23. It's hard wax. So it's like, you don't really have to do anything, but like put it on where you want it, peel it off.
You're so brave.
Oh. See, I can't. I'd be too scared to do my own
it's-
eyebrows. I'd be too
I mean,
scared.
I just like, there's no way I could not.
Mine
will
just,
tell you.
mine just look like caterpillars now. I was
In fact,
actually
Lo
asking.
said to me today something about like needing to like wax her lip or something, and I was like, I wish I
It's
could
my
come
chin.
wax you. And then I was like, oh wait, no, strike that.
Guys, I have to run to another call, but happy birthday, Amanda.
Happy
Thanks for
birthday.
Thanks for organizing, Sarah. Bye, guys.
Oh, absolutely, my pleasure.
The concept of time for me is linked to a scenery change. So it's like, I know Tuesday mornings I go to therapy. I like go down to downtown Boston. You know, like it's a Thursday afternoon, so sometimes I'm at the bookstore. So like that kind of like signal of changing my environment when it's tied to like a specific task.
Mhm.
Now it's like, what is time?
What day is
What,
it?
what day is it?
It's the 42nd of April, June. At one point, somebody's here. At one point, my husband was making the coffee, and I was like, but I made the coffee. And he goes, no, you made the coffee yesterday.
Yeah, it's all just one long day. Actually, I find weekends are the hardest because there's not even the distance learning structure to the day. It's just like a long stretch from wake up to back to bed that you have to fill with something
Cinnamon
inside
rolls.
the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cinnamon
My
rolls, pastry.
boyfriend has like categorized his time into soft pants time and hard pants time.
Oh.
Why would there be hard pants time? I ordered special pants for the quarantine, and they arrived today, and they are so comfortable. Oh my God.
Sometimes he goes on walks like a normal person.
Well, I have to walk my dogs, or they'll get mad.
Yeah.
So we go out and we see the seasons change, but we have the specific routes that we follow on. Like if it's garbage day, we're not going to go this way because all the garbage cans are in the way, so we'll go that way. So I know today is Monday because garbage. That's really my only indicator of what day it is.
I change from like pajamas to pajamas. So like in the morning, I'll wake up, put on a fresh pair of pajamas,
And then you sleep in those, and then you change them the next day.
That's exciting.
Yep. The only reason I have an actual shirt on
is because it's covered with Adam Driver.
Yeah, otherwise
we're here for you.
Yeah.
I only know what day it is because I know my chapter needs to be done on by Friday.
Good thing it's only Monday.
So it's just the countdown getting to the end of the week.
Are you a procrastinator, Christina? Will you like wait until like Thursday night?
No, I'm just really slow. And so this is what's terrible is, I had a chapter, I finished it this morning. I was like working on it yesterday, and then I finished it really, really early this morning. And then I was like, oh, well, now I'm going to watch TV today instead of and then Lo is completely enabling me because I'm watching Crash Landing on You. And so she's like, we actually talked. I had headphones in and we were talking while I was watching the episode.
I made her vocalize her reactions to and I was like, what's happening now? What's happening now?
He's in the hospital. He just woke up. She went outside. Oh my God, the kissing.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I was like, do you want me to just get my iPad and we'll just FaceTime and just prop it up?
We'll do that. We're going to do that starting with episode 9. You can weather 8 on your own. I don't want to live through episode 8 again.
So I'm not a procrastinator so much. I'm just very slow, and it feels like with a chapter, it takes a few days for my brain to figure out. I know it's supposed to happen, but it takes a few days for my brain to kind of figure out how it's going to happen. You know what I mean? So, but even if I have a one day that's absolutely amazing, the next day is crap. It just is. Yeah. But I know I just want to try and get that chapter done by Friday so I can have a weekend. So that's my my clock really.
But then that's your last chapter for the whole book.
Oh yeah, we've written a book during all of this.
What?
We have been writing machines. We wrote a book. Yeah, and it's great.
This is separate
I'm so
from
obsessed with it.
This is separate from the holiday romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
It's due May 15th, and we're going to finish it early.
So you want to tell us about it? Please.
It might
what
be
can we say, Lo?
What can we say?
It's a romance.
Kristen's not here. You can say whatever you want.
Romantic comedy. It's funny.
It's the idea was sort of inspired by the Theranos scandal, which is that blood testing company scandal, which is the idea of having a very buzzy startup that's about to kind of launch a product. And in this case, it's a DNA matchmaking service. So they're matching people based on DNA compatibility. Ooh. And it's just, that's kind of the premise. And then it goes from there. And
I'm science dumb. And Lo, is a PhD. She's a neuroscientist and her husband's a biochemist. And so I'm just she's explaining stuff to me and I'm like, I
didn't even know that.
You didn't?
No.
Yes. She's so smart. It's gross.
So you're actually Dr. Billings?
Yeah. She is.
That's badass.
I know. I love telling people about that. I'm just it somehow makes me cooler.
Totally.
hanging out with a doctor.
But so there's there's not too much science. It's actually good that like I am not science leaning and she is, because then she gives us like the smart stuff, but then it doesn't get too much because I'll go, wait, nobody knows what this means.
I just noticed, Christina, you're wearing a shirt that says churros.
Says churros and the Haunted Mansion.
No, I want churros. That wasn't on my dessert poll. Oh, I failed.
Add that to the poll.
Oh, I don't know.
I want to go to Disneyland.
Churros doesn't fit like neatly into a category. It's like its own thing.
It is. It's like party food.
Oh.
And drunk on the streets in Spain food.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And roller coaster food.
Hell yeah, especially waiting in line for roller coasters.
Yes. It's like trying to imagine eating a churro on a roller coaster.
I would be willing to try.
I could eat a churro on a donut roller coaster, but that's about it.
We were just talking the other day. I was like, as soon as this is over, I want to make plans to go to Disneyland. And then my husband goes, do you really think you'll feel comfortable going to Disneyland? And I said,
way to ruin it.
I said, I don't know. I mean, it's just there's just so many unknowns. We don't know. Like, I hadn't left my house in over a month because I was sick before and then it turned into pneumonia and stuff. And so I left Sunday and I said to Lo, I have to leave. This is how people get weird. I have to go somewhere.
It's true. Yeah.
And so it's like, we're going to have all these people who like develop this thing where they just like don't want to go outside. And, you know what I mean?
Yep. Well, everyone's going to be a little bit. I do have to say, I like greeting people from 6 feet away. That's a good distance for me on a general day.
Whereas, you know, I am such a hugger. I miss hugging. It's going to have to change the way I interact with the world, though. It really is.
I saw something, I think it was on Tumblr this morning. I was on my reward for making it through part of my workout is that I get to fuck around on the internet for the later part of my workout. So I am like holding on with one hand so I don't wreck my face and reading Tumblr with the other. Somebody was like, you know, I people just have to get ready to be hugged. You bagged my groceries, I'm gonna hug you. You made eye contact, I'm gonna hug you.
Aww.
Where like all these commercials are like contactless curbside delivery, and every, you know, like person that doesn't like contact is like, oh, that sounds perfect.
Oh,
I feel
every
so
introvert.
bad for the extroverts because, you know, I was talking to my mom. I was like, if you told like 15-year-old Amanda she'd be spending her 31st birthday like locked inside her home and not having to interact with anyone, she would think it's like the best thing in the world.
It's the greatest birthday ever.
I love it.
I
don't
do
have
like
to
being where the
socialize.
people aren't. I have to say, I do like
great.
being where the people aren't.
But my boyfriend's the opposite. He's going mad. His birthday is tomorrow.
Aww.
And he hates being inside. But we wanted to like travel for our 31st birthdays. That's not going to happen for a while. But he's like, I didn't get you anything. I was like, I didn't get you anything either. Like, what?
What does that even mean? Yeah.
Like,
Someday
chill
we'll
out.
take a trip.
I got you almonds and pickles. You're welcome. I gave you life.
He works for like this meat company. And he's like, oh, I've got like some really good bacon. I could like toss it to you outside I'll drive by and toss it out the window. I was like, sure.
Who's that?
Do you
Who's
see
my
where we
birthday
are though
bacon?
now? Like people are like, oh my God, I found this like flourless bread recipe or whatever. You know what I mean? They're all excited. We're like, I'm like saving my cooking scraps because I'm gonna make stock. I'm not gonna make stock.
I search for recipes by the number of eggs in them because I have too many eggs and I refuse to waste
Right?
food.
I'm putting a quarter of an onion in the fridge because I feel too bad to throw it away.
I'm going to compost now.
The quarantines are weird, aren't they?
They are weird. They are weird.
But thank you for celebrating Amanda's birthday with us.
Yeah. Happy quarantine birthday.
It was a sneaky surprise.
It was
making
fun.
cake.
You should have seen this email I sent. Like, so I had this really weird idea. Would you like to surprise Amanda? And they were like,
We were like, hell yes.
And Sarah sent me a cake. It was very nice.
Aw,
did.
what a good one.
it was a white wine cake with buttercream icing.
And
Holy
lemon
shit, that sounds
curd.
delicious.
Oh, it
It
looked so
is
good.
delicious.
And the person who made it, it's this bakery near Amanda, like in the same part of Boston. It's called Whiskful.
Oh,
Oh.
that's really cute.
That sounds like a rom-com, like
It does.
doesn't
Right?
Oh.
And she was super excited to
very nice.
yeah, I'll deliver it. That's no problem.
She had like a mask and like gloves on, but she's like, oh my God, are you Amanda? I was like, yeah. She's like, happy birthday.
Aww.
She had like this boxed cake.
Aww.
It's very
I love
sweet.
that.
Yeah, but like
That's
mail's
okay.
a big deal now. Now it's like, we're getting letters from the war. A package came.
I sent your daughter a card. I wrote her a card.
Yes, she did. Did she text you?
No, but it's okay.
Oh, jeez.
It's fine. I still owe her a birthday and Christmas present, so she's allowed
showed me.
to
I
not...
read the card. It was so lovely.
I just think it'd be hard to be a teenager right now.
My son is standing in a backyard of another kid, just like
Yeah.
at opposite ends of the yard, just talking.
Just
like
making
they're just
eye
happy.
contact.
They're just happy to be in the same location. And
My
his friend Katerina, she got a dog, but she doesn't have anybody to like show her dog to. So it's like they have like the leash is 6 feet. So you can
and that's
hello
like
to the dog.
90% of getting a dog is that you can show other people how cute your dog
Look at my
is.
dog.
Yeah.
my daughter's husband, boyfriend will sit out in the grass and she's like on the porch and I like keep looking and I'm like, back on the cement.
It's like the olden days. No
It
touching.
How long
No
have they
kissing.
been? How long have they been dating?
They were supposed to have their like 6-month anniversary or
Oh my God.
something. And she was all sad. And so
Eric and I have been dating for 4 years, and I couldn't even get him to give me a drive-by wave on my birthday.
I think he'd be excited to go drive somewhere.
With his new car. I was like, just wave to me from your vehicle.
Oh my gosh, that's
He's
hilarious.
like, no.
Yeah, different approaches.
He's like,
Very silly. Well, thank you, ladies, so much.
Thanks for having us.
It's so good to see your faces. Happy
is.
birthday, honey.
Thank you so much. I love your Adam Driver shirt. Never
I realize
throw it
that now
away.
I could have just taped it all on. I didn't have to
You
iron it
couldn't
on,
even
but now forever.
No, you
it's
better
gonna be
post a
here.
picture of that. That's
Go
pretty
big or
great.
I
go
will.
home.
I will.
Everything is forever in the quarantine.
It's true.
And that brings us to the end of this supremely silly episode. Thank you to Christina and Lauren and Kristin for helping me surprise Amanda, and happy birthday, Amanda. I am curious because for me, cake is the reward and buttercream is the bonus. But I do want to know what your favorite dessert is. Cake, cupcakes, pies, brownies, cookies. You have a recipe you want to tell me about? You want to share some photographic pornography of carbohydrates? You know I'm here for that. You can email me at sbjpodcast@gmail.com. And if you go to the show notes at smartbitchestrashybooks.com/podcast, I will have pictures of cake. I'll have pictures of Lauren. I'll have pictures of our impromptu pajama party. And I will have links to everywhere you can find all of our guests and the different links we talked about during the episode. This episode was brought to you by Into Her by J.A. Huss, available now at audible.com. Into Her is an erotic menage with a lot of heat and a lot of angst from New York Times and USA Today bestselling author J.A. Huss. Hitmen AJ and Logan are professional monsters, and spending a sexy night stranded with their mark Yvette was not in the plan. But one night changes everything, and soon they find themselves plotting a way out of the job and out of the mob. AJ, Logan, and Yvette are brought to life by Savannah Peachwood, Teddy Hamilton, and Tad Branson, and reviews are extremely positive. Wendy on Amazon says, if you haven't read anything from J.A. Huss yet, this is the perfect book to start with. Lots of sexy, lots of angst, and lots of keeping the reader guessing. You can find the audiobook available now, and I will have a sneak preview in an upcoming episode. Buy Into Her by J.A. Huss on audible.com. This episode is also brought to you by BetterHelp. That's Better H-E-L-P. BetterHelp is professional counseling done securely online and available worldwide. They will assess your needs and match you with a licensed therapist, and you can start communicating in 24 hours. They are committed to facilitating great matches, and they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. You can visit BetterHelp/TrashyBooks, that's Better H-E-L-P, and join over 800,000 people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. And you can visit their website at betterhelp.com/reviews to see what users say about them as well. And I have a special offer for Smart Podcast Trashy Books listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/trashybooks. And finally, if you are thinking, I could use a new fun game. I have a game to tell you about. If you are looking for a fun way to pass the time while engaging your brain and enjoying a fun and really adorable story, your answer is Best Fiends. Best Fiends is a casual game that anyone can play, though it is made for adults. Each level is part of a larger story world and involves a puzzle to solve before you advance to the next one. Leveling up is a lot of fun, and I played this game for like 20 straight levels outside our favorite Chinese takeout place while we were waiting for our order, because apparently everyone wants to do Chinese takeout, and I support that decision, especially because I had bugs and swiping puzzles to solve and characters talking to me, so I didn't mind at all. You can enjoy fun puzzles, collect tons of cute characters, and engage your brain. With over 100 million downloads, trust me, this 5-star mobile puzzle game is a must-play. Download Best Fiends free on Apple's App Store or on Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends. I will, of course, have links to everything we talked about. And if you want to tell me about the K-dramas and Chinese dramas you're watching, should I watch The Untamed? Should I do that? I have a feeling that I probably should. Because what else do I have to do? I can watch 60 episodes of really interesting gentlemen with long hair and gowns and magic and a flute, right? Seriously, if you've watched this, please tell me. I'd like to hear about it. But as always, I end each episode with a terrible joke. And this joke is coming from inside the house. This joke is from my older son, who I call Freebird on the internet. This is from him. It's terrible. I love it so much. What starts with T, ends with T, and is full of tea? Give up? What starts with T, ends with T, and is full of tea? A teapot. And I am drinking an awful lot of tea in the quarantine, so I appreciate this joke. Thank you again to Christina Lauren and Kristin Dwyer. Happy birthday, Amanda. Happy birthday, Lindsay. Have a wonderful weekend. We will see you back here next week. Smart Podcast Trashy Books is part of the Frolic Podcast Network. You can find more outstanding podcasts to listen to at frolic.media/podcasts.